You know the crazy thing about what you said, Wisdom, that you didn't really go in on, but I knew you would have cooked on that too. But when you talked about how the abuse, most of the men that the women abuse, they don't even make it out of the vagina. They hit with a goddamn peel or hanger hook or some shit.
Mm,
He
mm.
said it. He said it. He
He said
did
it though,
say it.
didn't he? I'm like,
Oh
God.
yeah, I don't even go on abortion because with a lot of these ladies, they'll just tell you that a baby in a body ain't even a baby, that a baby in a body is some type of parasite, or that it's a clump of cells and they don't even count as a person.
Parasite. God.
Yeah, they'll come
Those
up with
babies
all
be
types
so
of
precious,
reasoning
though.
because they don't want the
God
baby to
damn.
interrupt their life at all. So they'll tell you that that baby ain't even a person. So that's why I just tell guys, like, we can sit up and have these conversations if it pleases you to do so. But the truth of the matter is this: you are going to be held responsible as men. And just like Sister DJ said, no matter what happens, when the buck stops, they're going to tell you you should have picked better. You knew what she was. You knew this. You knew that. That's what they're going to tell you.
So, so
So
what?
you
So
need
what
to
I'm
choose
getting? So what I'm
wisely.
getting is whenever you ain't born, you're not a real person. But then after you born, if you ain't the man I want, you ain't a real man. God
Yeah.
damn.
So what can we
Ain't no
do?
way
A
to.
real man,
What can we do?
masculinity.
Ooh,
Go ahead, Todd.
we
I'm
cook.
going to. I'm not sure if you all had saw the whole video of that the runner. You know who I'm talking about? When she got arrested, and how much that man was trying to protect her. Saying she was not back. The whole time she was saying that he hit her first, that she was going to turn around and file charges against him. The video was sickening. Like this man was protecting her, and because and she's sitting up there saying, "Well, he hit me first," and I mean, she really threw this man under the bus at the same time because he wasn't around her when the police were interviewing her. She's trying to make it seem like she was mad at him because they were arresting her, and the officer was like, he has no control over this. This is what we saw in this video. They saw her assault him. She threw this man under the bus. This is the stuff that women do. This is the stuff that women do.
So
And this
what
was
can we do for our young men? What would Chell, Darwin,
a woman that I'm saying, well, I don't know, tell the man.
Wisdom, Najee,
Go
Mike?
to God.
What
Let's
can
get
we
let's get
do?
Najee in there first, and then Charles,
Yeah.
and then rotate back to us because
What
we.
can we
Yeah.
do to get men to please start opening their mouths?
What?
No.
She want to go sexual. Here she go.
You got
No,
no.
you want to make it that.
God damn.
No,
I
but
will.
it's not
Go.
funny, but I lost my little cousin in LA. My cousin was married with 5 kids. His wife was abusing him for years. He never opened his mouth. And she ended up stabbing him in his main artery. And he died in the house.
Yeah, my
Now she's in
condolences.
prison, but it took a long time because they didn't want to believe it was the wife. They were
It's
young.
right.
The
I believe
last
it.
searches that was on
Hmm.
her computer was snapped for weeks.
Hmm. I
Yeah, my
believe it.
And they
condolences to
were
you.
only they were 32 and something like that. So when
Hmm.
I'm dead serious when I say this, like I like resolution and I like to hear y'all talk. But my thing is there's no facts in these abusive women. There's no data. So all y'all can say is
Yeah,
men
Because it's
be
not being
hitting on
reported.
women.
there's plenty
But
of
I
that.
always said this for
Hmm.
every woman that's hit, every 30 seconds prior to that was the woman provoking the man. I've said that for decades.
Oh, for sure. Now, if you look at the stats, right? Because I know some women love running with these stats that so this femicide and all this crap. So I looked it up, and from between 2018 and 2021, there were 3,991 women that was unalive. So you looking at you break that down in those years, it's only about 500 women, 600 women that are unalive each year, which is we got millions of people, not this 900 women a day getting unalived and all this stuff. Um, but when you said something about the men, right? I can tell you that men, even with the police come out, if the police come out, either they gonna take him to jail or both to jail. They usually not gonna just not take him. They're gonna take both of them, or it's going to be, that's what I'm saying. We can tell men to call all day long, but at the end of the day, they have been laughed at, they have been mocked. It has been something, and I can't even tell you my personal story with my family member, but who had to defend themselves against something very serious. But I can tell you the fact that there had to be a trial for them to say acquitted, it's make no sense. He shouldn't even have gone to trial. Even the
So
even the main it was a bunch of the juror was mainly women. Even they said this was an evidently an act of self-defense. This case should have never gone to trial. The fact that he even had to go to trial was this is what they do to men.
Najee, jump in.
How y'all doing? I just been listening. I was just curious. I just was listening, honestly. I think it just became a little kind of confusing for me because it seemed like it was more like a women versus men thing, and I'm just more like a solution oriented type of guy. So I'm like listening to figure out what's the solutions. Like I get all the talking points. Like everybody has valid points based on their perspective and whatnot. But my biggest thing is like, how do we move forward from this without it being like you bring up a statistic, I'm a belittle your statistic because my statistic is better than your statistic. It's like I get it and I understand, but it's like how do we move the goalposts in the way in which we're all on the same page to help us better understand women and also better understand men?
What do you suggest, Najee?
What do I suggest?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the thing I would suggest is people learning to love themselves, honestly, understanding who they actually are. I think a lot of times the biggest disconnect we have is because society taught us to be a certain way. And most of the time, the way that we were taught to be doesn't reflect how we actually want to be. So I think if people actually take the time to learn who they are without being taught, oh, a man is supposed to be this way, a man has to do, it's like, what do you want to do with your life and move from that? I think it's about character building, helping people understand who they are outside of just playing the role. Just being authentically yourself and being okay with being you. I think a lot of times people aren't okay with being themselves, so they try to fit in. They try to be like other people, and then it don't work out, and then they get upset because they're trying to fit in. They're trying to get acceptance from people who don't want to accept them, and then they get with the woman who don't accept them, or they get with the women get with the guy who don't accept her, and then she try to perform, and then when that don't work out, it's like, oh, all guys are this or all women are this. It's like, nah. When are we going to take the time to hold ourselves accountable and recognize the role that we're playing in these situations? Like most of the time, we're not paying attention to the role that we're playing because we're too busy trying to point the finger at other people. So I think the solution is being more aware of yourself and understanding how to go forward. Like how do you learn to be able to recognize, okay, if this woman is being this way, I don't have to try to change her to be something that she's not. I think the biggest thing is, which it kind of don't make sense to me, is a lot of the issues that people have is based on the people that they chose. But there's always people that will give you everything you ever wanted, but we just don't choose to be with those people because they don't look the way that we want them to look, or they don't have the right amount of money. It's like we find reasons to not be with the person who matches us just to get with somebody who don't matches us and then complain about them. It's like it don't make sense to me, but I think the solution is just really learning what you like and going for it without forget what society says, forget trying to be with a woman who looks a certain way. Be with the woman who reflects you back to you and who you can really just be cool with and chill with.
So you think the issue is people are choosing people that society says, hey, this is what your option should be?
Yeah, 100%.
Instead of what they want to be.
Based on how she look, based on how he look, how much money he have, 6 figures, 6 feet tall. Like a lot of the stuff, it makes sense if you understand why it was created, but people don't understand the why. So they're just following the narrative like, oh, he got to make 6 figures, got to do it. It's like, why do you want that? Because if I made 6 figures and I give you the money, and what are you going to do with it? Like, do you not know how to? I think it's about one of the things where people don't have to elevate within themselves to be in these relationships nowadays. It's like, oh, I want you to be this way, and therefore I'm gonna find a man or a woman who could be the way that I want them to be. But it's like, if you realize you only want that based on you not being able to have that or cultivate that within yourself, then let's focus on why you're not cultivating that within yourself before trying to find somebody else to fit that mold to be that way so you don't have to do it.